close to where we grew up and that we have a connection to. I'm Lani from Lani Fixer Studio, and I was the architect and interior designer on this house, and this is my home. Elsternwick is in the inner southeast suburbs of Melbourne. It's known for its period homes, but there are also a number of iconic modernist homes in the area as well. There's the Harold Schaefer townhouses that were built in the 1970s, and a Fuchs townhouse which was built in the 1960s, which my husband and I lived in before we moved into this house. The house is across the road from Halston Park. It's a place where my husband and I used to play as kids. And when you first arrive to the house, there's actually no front fence. There's 2 concrete plinths that mark the entry. The idea for that was so that it felt like it was just a continuation of the park and that the house opened up to the street and the beautiful elm trees. As you walk down the path, you're then taken around to the side of the house, which you then walk adjacent to a double height blockwork wall, and then you're taken into a side entry. The side entry opens up into a courtyard, and this was to bring in as much light as possible into the space due to the site restrictions. This also reinforced the modernist ideas that we wanted to bring into the house. We did this through the use of materials such as the blockwork walls, having them externally and internally, the crazy pave flooring, the timber batten ceilings, and also through screening. Once you enter into the house, where the crazy pave continues through into the entry, you're taken up a step onto the next level, which is dining, living and bar area. And this is framed by 2 gardens. So on one side is the courtyard, and on the north side, the dining room opens up to an outdoor patio, which also has a swimming pool and a barbecue space. We also wanted to have zoned off kids' spaces. So the playroom, there's a big sliding door that slides off, so we can close that off when we need some more privacy. Also, the study has a large sliding door that can be zoned off as well. And we located all of the bedrooms upstairs. When you arrive up the staircase, you actually have a view of the canopies of the Elm Street trees and also a view of the park. There are 4 bedrooms upstairs, each with their own ensuite. Also, the bathrooms have a mid-century influence. We chose terrazzo flooring, and given that it's quite a beautiful colour and it's quite detailed in itself, we kept with very simple materials for the rest of the bathroom. For the palette, white bench tops with timber drawers. There's a bath, which was an Omvivo bath. We collaborated with ACAR Studio for the landscaping. We wanted to make sure that we could feel the different seasons during the year. So we picked plants that were deciduous. So for example, at the front of the house, we've got some Japanese maples. In the courtyard, we've got some ginkgos that go a bright yellow before losing their leaves. I always knew that we wanted to have some kind of art piece or a sculpture in the courtyard. We spoke to the artist Caleb Shee, and he designed a beautiful sculpture for our garden. We've got quite an eclectic mix of art and furniture, and we wanted to make sure that the architecture and the interiors worked with our collection that we've gathered over the years. I came across the work by Grant Nemo, and I met with him, and he made a beautiful artwork for the end of the hallway. The Troy Emery dog looks like my husband's family dog. It was just a bit of a reference to Louis. We've also got a few sentimental pieces that were passed down for us from our family. And one is the Scolari chandeliers, which are in the living room. They're also in the study. When we decided that we would be designing our own place, it was both challenging